Okay, the last problem. So this one, John spends $15 each time he travels the toll roads. He started the month with $240 in his toll road account. The amount A in dollar, so that's the money, that he has left in the account after T trips on the toll road is given by the following function. So from 240, each time he spent $15, so you get this function. Input, my input T, right? So which is like T trips. Oops. T trips. And my output is the amount of money left in the account. Okay, so then let's get the inverse function first, guys. So when I get the inverse function from here, then you get A equals 240 minus 15t, right? And then solve for t. So minus 240 minus 240, then you get A minus 240 equals negative 15t, right? And then you divide it by negative 15, divided by negative 15, cancel, and then you can just keep this one, right? So my inverse function is t equals A minus 240 over negative 15. Then for this function, guys, so you got this new function, which is the inverse of the original. Then for this one, what is your input and output? Your input, that is A. A is your input. The money is your input, and output is T, which is total number of trips. So like this. See, original input was T trips, output is the money in the account. When you get inverse function, it's opposite. Alright, and then we are using inverse function to get like something easier. Okay, so like look at this. A, how much money does John have left in the account after 8 trips? 8 trips. So where do you put this 8? Number of trips or the money? That's number of trips, right? So you put this 8 into T. So guys, for this one, you do 240 minus 15 times by 8. Alright? So 240 minus 15 times by 8. If you do it, then you get 120. Okay, so he has $120 in his account after 8 trips. Okay, and how many trips on the toll road can he take until his account is empty? Account is empty, then how much money in the account? $0, right? So I'm gonna use my inverse function over here, right? So you put 0 into A, right? Account is empty. That means A is 0, right? So you put 0 into A, then you get T equals 0 minus 240 over negative 15, right? So all you need to do is negative 240 divided by negative 15. Cancel negatives, and you do 240 divided by 15. 240 divided by 15, then you get 16. So 16 trips. Okay, so guys, it didn't ask you find the inverse function, but if you find it, and then you can use it for 1, right? Sometimes they if you're just using that question, right? Think about this one, guys. What about this? So this case, I didn't find the inverse function at the beginning, right? I didn't find it. And then it says just cost is 9250, so we just put this number into C, right? So I just calculate the number. If you like this way, you can just do that, but you need to know which one is input, which one is the output, and then you need to figure out, oh, that's my output, I need to put 9250 for my C, right? If you know that and then you just want to calculate it, you can do it. Definitely you can do that. But if you find your inverse function like this, right? If you already have it, then what? Once you get this output, but that become your input for the inverse function, right? So you just put this 9250 into C. Okay? Look, it's the same calculation though. It's the same calculation. Okay? And for this one, for the last problem, I found my inverse function first, right? I got it first, and then for this one, for B, it says the account is empty, so we know that's A is 0. So you put 0 into A, and then you calculate the number, then you get 16. So you don't have to solve the equation if you already know your inverse function. Okay? So please try the Alex quiz. I told you that's not a quiz, that's practice, but I want you to get 100% on the Alex. Alright? So just get the highest score you can do. Alright? That could be 100 because I went over 3 questions and then you have only 10 problems. And literally that's just plugging in the number. Alright? Just make sure what number you have. Do I have like trips? Then you put that number into trips. If you get the money, then you put the money into like output like this. Alright? So if there's any question, you can text me. And have a great day. Do your work. And don't forget your Alex. 20 minutes, one topic. Alright? Bye guys. See you tomorrow.